There were a couple things that I heard in this last panel that I wanted to raise to the panelists so that you guys can maybe address these. There were two things that struck me. One was about sharing ideas from classroom to classroom. That's not something I don't think traditionally schools have been very good at, particularly here. And so I'm just wondering if that's anything that the panelists have been thinking about, is how you share good practices from one classroom to another in the same school. And also, the idea of the planning time for teachers seems like a big deal. And in this era of budget cuts and shorter school years and instructional time getting cut, I just wonder if you could address how you actually do that.
Santa Ana Unified, sixth largest school district in the state. We have 56,000 students. We are 82% EL or former ELs, so reclassified students included. So we're 82% if you lump them together. And 94% Latino, as well as 87% of our students are free and reduced lunch. So it's an incredible, I call it the oasis in Orange County.
SAUSD's units of study highlight 5 key elements essential for English learners that are responsive lessons meant to prepare the learner through areas such as providing background information, key academic language, and rules of working together. Close reads with complex text using text-dependent questions, which requires students to use evidence from the text to support their claim. All lessons and culminating writing activities link back to a big idea and essential questions to provide context to our students' learning and apply it to real-world situations. An apprentice framework in which teachers model, guide practice, and coach students towards independence while mentoring them as a member of the community of practice. High focus on academic language through general academic words such as analyze, constitute, and involve, and content-specific words such as igneous or metamorphic.
We also spent significant amount of time in our district working on a strategic plan to really turn around education in Oakland Unified, and developed a plan for 5 years which we called Community Schools Thriving Students, and it is designed around providing full-service community schools to all of our students. And it's centered around what I call the triangle, ensuring a high-quality instructional core, developing the social, emotional, and physical health, and creating equitable opportunities for learning.
So when I got to Sacramento in August of 2009 to begin as superintendent, some of the things that I found as I went around the school district in my first 100+ days was, there really wasn't necessarily a uniform school district that was moving in a strategic direction. It was a series of schools, and I like to say that it was sort of my school comes first and the district and everything else comes fourth. I mean, that was kind of what was going on in Sacramento. This culture of working together and being collaborative didn't exist. We didn't have common planning time or team planning time except at the high schools, right? So schools weren't doing that, at least in any planned, strategic way. Of course, as we know, good schools and good teachers do this. I mean, it's just part of being a professional. But that didn't exist in the district. And more importantly, student achievement was flat. About half the district reading at grade level and proficient in math. And so along comes the Common Core, and it was just a great opportunity, strategically for me as a new superintendent to say, rather than try to fix this stuff, and the variances that existed between classrooms and schools, why not just bulldoze it, right? And do it in a way that really got to the heart of what we were looking at, right? Thelma mentioned this notion of a theory of action, right? Strategies and actions designed to improve student achievement. And for us in Sacramento, it's all been about continuous improvement.
Long Beach has been on a long journey of continuous improvement for over 2 decades. It's a very stable district. I'm the 12th superintendent in the history of the district. I'm starting my 11th year. The average superintendent stays 8 years. The average board member stays 10. I have a board member who will have served 24 years when she's done with her term. My board meetings average 45 minutes to an hour. In my 10 years, my longest board meeting has been 2 hours and 20 minutes. I have a board that truly does set policy. We have a strategic plan, and you can go on our website and look at it. It's what holds the superintendent accountable, the school principals, the teachers, everybody. We have metrics like you've heard today. On goal two, it says that all students will be prepared for college and career. That's the meat of our work. We communicate with our board 3 times a year in deep 2-day conversations. We are called workshops. Every presentation to the board is related to the strategic plan. And so when you have a board, and I only have one board member that I started with 11 years ago, but when you develop a culture that is all about kids and all about the purpose of why we are in education, it works. This is our work. You've heard all this. This isn't something else. Common Core is our work. And so it's not something else that we're doing. It is the work that we're doing. And so we actually, 2 years ago, redesigned our delivery system at the executive level. So we have the PD, the curriculum, the deputy is in charge of curriculum and professional development for Common Core, which is all of our work. All categoricals are under her, so it's 100% aligned. So you don't have silos. We have no more silos. In fact, we repurposed our categoricals. So we have, where we were very decentralized, we are not decentralized anymore. They're all centralized based on the strategic plan, based on what we need to do. You can do this work. Many people at the state level say we need billions and billions of dollars to do this work. It would be nice if we had that, but guess what? We don't have it and we're not gonna get it. So the issue is, how do we take our current resource allocation, reallocate it, and do what we need to do?